Hi, algebra students. Welcome back. We're going to work more with solving multi-step equations today. So let's go ahead. I'll share my screen, start the presentation. The first slide is a warm-up, so go ahead and pause the video, try the problems on a sheet of paper, and then come back after you've tried them and we'll check. All right, let's look at number one. Simplify using the distributive property. I'm going to grab a pen. And I'm going to start with 3 times 4. Maybe, come on. There we go. Or excuse me, 3 times x is 3x minus 3 times 4, which is 12. All right, let's look at number 2. This time we're distributing in -2. Remember, the negative goes with this 2. So -2 times 4 is a -8. -2 times a -5x, a negative times a negative results in a positive. 2 times 5 is 10x. Okay, number 3. This one's a little trickier because you have this. This looks like you might want to go, oh, 5 minus 4. But remember, multiplication comes first, and the distributive property is multiplication. So I need to distribute first. Remember, the negative is with the 4. So I'm distributing all of this. -4 times x is -4x. -4 times a +3, and negative times positive is negative. 4 times 3 is 12. And I still have this 5, I just bring it down. Now if I look on this problem, I have some like terms I can combine. All right, I have a 4x, I can't combine that with anything, but I have 5 and -12. I can combine those. I can either think of 5 minus 12 or 5 plus a -12. I start at 5 on a number line. I go to the left 12 units. I end up at -7. Bring down my -4x. You will also see this written, and this came up on our distributive property worksheet, where sometimes things are written in the other order. The thing you have to notice is the signs are the same. I haven't changed any signs. This is still -4x, and it's still a -7. Those are the same things. Just a lot of times you'll see the x term come first. That's standard form to put the variables first. All right, on number 4, we have to do the distributive property twice. So I'm going to start with 2. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times a -2 is a -4. On the second parentheses, remember you can think of this as being a 1. I'm distributing in -1 times x, which is -x. And -1 times a +4 is a -4. Okay, we have 2 sets of like terms here. Remember, this is all one big problem I want to combine. So I'm going to first look at these two. I have 2x minus, remember this is 1x. So 2x minus 1x leaves me with 1x, which I just write as x. Then I'm going to combine. I'm going to switch colors here. Let's switch to, I don't know why that's so hard for me. Let's switch it up here. I'm going to combine my -4 with another -4, which would be -4 minus 4 would be -8. You go 4 to the left on the number line and then another 4 to the left, you'd be at x minus 8. Again, that's the end of the problem. There's no equal sign, there's nothing to solve, that's all we do. So let's look at the next slide. Okay, we have some more complicated solving equation problems. We've got some parentheses, and this time we're going to have some like terms we have to combine. So we're kind of putting everything together as we go here. So on number 1, remember here's addition, but I got to deal with the multiplication first. Distributive property is multiplication. So I'm going to look at number 1. I have distribute 3 times x is 3x. 3 times a +1 is a +3. 3 times 1 is 3. I write down what all I have. 6 equals -9. Okay, remember after distributive property, look to see in your equation, do you have any like terms that you can combine on each side? So I'm going to ignore this side with -9. It's by itself. I'm not worried about that. But over here, I'm looking for like terms, which I have some right here. I can combine 3 and 6. Positive 3 plus 6 is 9. So I have 3x, and it's a positive 9. 3 plus 6 is positive 9, equals negative 9. All right, now we have a pretty standard multi-step equation. I'm trying to get x by itself. That's multiplication. Remember, when you're doing solving, you do the order of operations in reverse. So I deal with addition first before the multiplication. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. I need the inverse operation to get rid of that 9 over there, because positive 9 minus 9 results in a 0, so that goes away. Bring down my 3x. Over here, I'm going to simplify. Minus 9, that's 9 units to the left on the number line, followed by another 9, which puts me at negative 18. Or you can think you lost $9 one day and lost another 9. You're now $18 in the hole. All right, next step. 3 times x equals negative 18. To undo multiplication, divide. All right, 3 divided by 3 is 1x. That's what we want. A negative divided by a positive is a negative, and 18 divided by 3 is negative 6. All right, I'm going to double check. I'm going to go back to the beginning. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Negative 15 plus 6 is negative 9. All right, so our solution is correct. Let's look at the second one. This time we have the variable we're trying to get to way over here. Okay, don't do anything with the 17. It's by itself. We're leaving that till way at the end. I've got addition in here, but remember, you got to do multiplication first. I have to do this distributive property. So 4 times 2d, 4 times 2 is 8d. Okay, I'm distributing a positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 3 would be a negative. 4 times 3 is 12. Let's bring everything else down that we have. We still have a plus here. We still have a 5, and equals, and a 17. So on these more complicated problems, remember the next thing we're looking for are like terms. So I have 5 plus 8d. I can't combine those. This has a d, this doesn't. They can't go together. 8d and negative 12, can't combine those. Again, this has a d, but this doesn't. But I have 5, which is a constant, negative 12, which is a constant, which means there's no variables. So I can combine these two. So 5 plus negative 12, or if you're starting at positive 5 on the number line and you go 12 units to the left, you're going to end up at negative 7. Bring down your 8d. Okay, all we've done is combined like terms. And I still have 17 over here. All right, so I'm slowly working my way to get to this d. This is multiplication. I'm going to leave this for now. I'm going to deal with this minus 7. The opposite of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides to turn that into a 0. Remember, those are going to cross off. So 17 plus 7 is 24. Equals, by 7s, bring down our 8d. All right, now we're down to this step. To undo multiplication, we divide both sides by 8. That's a 1d, that's what we wanted. 24 divided by 8 is 3. All right, I'm going to double check again. So I put my 3 back in here, plug it in for d. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. And 12 plus 5 is 17. So we did it right. This next slide just shows that process again. Print it all out if you want to double check your solutions. Your assignment today is a fortune teller worksheet. If you're at home, hopefully you downloaded and printed it. For those of you in class, you're going to do your work on your warm-up paper, write out the problem, show your work, and staple the worksheet to your warm-up. If you're at home after you do your work, take a picture of your assignment and send it to me through Schoology. All right, good luck.